Marcus is 38. He's an electrician in Tucson, Arizona, makes about $62,000 a year, and last spring he retired. Not, I'm taking a sabbatical, retired. Not, I'm freelancing now, retired. Gone. Done. His co-workers thought he'd won the lottery. He hadn't. Here's the thing. Marcus didn't retire because he saved more than everyone else. He didn't retire because he picked the right stocks. He retired because he figured out something that most people spend their entire lives completely missing: which side of the transaction they're supposed to be on. I'll come back to Marcus. But first, I want you to think about your day yesterday. You woke up, maybe grabbed a coffee, paid for it, drove to work, maybe stopped for gas, came home, ordered food, streamed something, paid your rent or mortgage. Normal Tuesday, right? Now here's the question nobody asks. Where did all that money go? Not in the abstract sense, literally. Who received it? Who collected your coffee money, your streaming subscription, your rent check? Someone did. And that someone didn't wake up that morning and trade 8 hours of their life for it. Their capital did the work. You paid a machine, a platform, a building, something they own. They just woke up. That's the gap. That's the thing Marcus figured out that his co-workers didn't. Let me be honest with you. I spent 6 years on the wrong side of that gap. I was 26, earning $54,000 a year writing marketing copy in Denver, and I had $100 in my checking account to show for it. I thought I was being responsible. I had a budget. I tracked my spending in a spreadsheet like some kind of financial monk, and I still had basically nothing. The problem wasn't the spreadsheet. The problem was what I believed money was for. I thought money was for consuming, for living, for enjoying the present, and I was enjoying it. $12 at a time, in every direction. I was an excellent consumer, which meant I was an excellent source of income for everyone who owned things. I was the product. I just didn't know it. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. Capital, and I mean this in the most literal, non-textbook way possible, capital is stored demand. It's not money sitting in an account. It's something people need, something they'll pay for over and over without you having to show up. When Marcus was 29, he started buying vending machines. Not investing in vending machine stocks, actual machines. He bought his first one for $400, a used combo unit he found on Craigslist, and placed it in the break room of a small manufacturing plant where he did a job. That machine made him $340 a month. He reinvested every dollar. By 2019, he had 22 machines across 11 locations. His machines were pulling in $6,200 a month. Before he touched a wrench, he still worked, but the math had shifted underneath him without anyone noticing. That's the reframe I want you to sit with. Marcus didn't get rich because he found some secret investment. He got rich because he stopped being the person who feeds the machine and became the person who owns it. Think about that for a second. Now, why don't most people do this? Why did Marcus's co-workers, guys earning the same wage, some of them making more, end up exactly where they started? Here's my honest answer, and I say this as someone who made the same mistake for years. We are wired to consume, not to own. That's not a character flaw. That's biology. Our primate brains are built to hunt, gather, and spend the reward. Holding resources back feels unnatural. It feels like deprivation. The financial industry knows this. Every subscription, every monthly payment plan, every buy now, paid later offer is engineered around that instinct. Between 2010 and 2023, the average American's monthly subscription spending went from roughly $86 to over $219. Every single dollar of that increase flowed directly to people on the other side. People who own platforms, infrastructure, distribution. You didn't lose that money to bad luck. You sent it voluntarily to capital owners, every month, like clockwork. And I mean that literally. So what do you actually do about it? This is where most finance content gets vague and useless, so I'm going to be specific. The framework is simple, and Marcus figured it out in 2011 with a notepad at a Denny's. Step 1, before you pay a single bill, before rent, before utilities, before your phone, you buy a piece of something that produces. It doesn't have to be a vending machine. It can be one share of a dividend-paying ETF. It can be $25 into a REIT, a real estate investment trust, which means you're collecting rent instead of paying it. The amount is almost irrelevant at the start. The habit is everything. Marcus started with $50 a month in 2008, buying into an index fund automatically before he paid anything else. That $50 became $200, became $800 as his income slowly grew. He never spent that money first. He treated ownership like a bill he owed to his future self. Step 2. Every time you spend money on something recurring, every subscription, every monthly service, ask yourself one question. Can I own the thing I'm paying for instead of just paying for it? Sometimes the answer is no. You can't buy Netflix's servers, but you can buy Netflix stock. You can own a piece of the machine that's collecting from you and every other subscriber. That's not a perfect solution, but it's a shift in orientation. It's the difference between renter thinking and owner thinking. Now, here's where most people push back. I don't make enough to invest. I hear this constantly, and I said it myself at 26 with $54,000 coming in. It felt true. But the Bureau of Labor Statistics found that the bottom 40% of American earners spend 133% of their income. They spend more than they make, mostly on consumables that produce nothing. The issue isn't income. It's which direction the money flows before you make a single decision. Okay, and that brings me to the real question. What is the actual cost of staying on the wrong side? If you put $200 a month into an ownership stake, anything that grows, starting at age 30, at the historical average return of the S&P 500 since 1957, which is roughly 10.5% annually, you'd have about $452,000 by age 60. Not a fortune. But financial breathing room most people never feel. Most people don't do that. They spend $200 a month on things that produce nothing for them. And $60 of that goes to subscriptions they forgot they signed up for. That's the trap. And it's invisible because it's comfortable. Now, if you're someone who earns a steady paycheck, who feels like you're doing everything right, budgeting, saving a little, being reasonable, but who still feels like the finish line keeps moving, this is for you. You don't have a discipline problem. You have an orientation problem. You're playing defense when the whole game is about offense, about owning. The people who build real freedom aren't always the highest earners. Marcus made $62,000 a year as an electrician and retired at 38. I know people making $200,000 who have less freedom than he does because every dollar they earn goes right back out to capital owners on the other side. Wages give you money. Ownership gives you time. And time, not money, not status, not the right neighborhood. Time is the one thing you can never manufacture more of. Here's the one thought I want you to take from this. Every dollar you spend is a vote for who gets to be free. Tonight, before you go to sleep, open your brokerage account, or open one if you don't have it yet, it takes 11 minutes, and set up a $50 automatic transfer that hits before your bills due. Not after. Before. Call it your ownership stake. That's it. That's the whole move. Marcus started smaller than that, and he woke up one spring morning with nowhere he had to be.